Hey y'all, so I am coming at you from our Push to Puke group, and we just finished week 1. So basically, I just want to talk to you a little bit about what really are we doing with Push to Puke, why are we doing it, and then give you a little kind of pep talk and a few little action steps that you can take to continue pushing to these goals. So what's this group all about? Pushing, hitting goals, setting big goals that we're scared of, hence the idea of Push to Puke. So we're setting really big goals and we are working together, taking daily action steps to get closer to those goals. I wanted to do a little bit of an activity, so even if you're watching this later, maybe you'll do it and it'll kind of hit home to you a little bit, but I'm going to ask you to stretch your hands to the ceiling as high as they can go. Okay? Now reach higher. If you are anything like me, you did that activity just like I did. I stretched my hands up, and then when I said reach higher, I actually stretched my arm higher. And I just wanted to show you that we usually sell ourselves short. When we set a goal, we are scared. We don't go as far as we can go, and if we are only setting our goal here and we don't and we sell ourselves short, then we're only going to get about here. But if we set our goal over here and we sell ourselves short, we might get exactly where we originally wanted to be. So the reason that I want you to stretch is so that you hit a more realistic goal for yourself. So it's not really about reaching the goal that you set, it's about challenging yourself along the way, stretching yourself to get that goal. So like this is a really big goal, but say you set your goal to make $100,000 and you sell yourself short because things happen, you're scared. When you have a certain goal to reach, you kind of only push a certain way, and say you only make 50% of your goal, so you make $50,000. Wouldn't that be much better than setting a goal that you can meet of like $30,000 and only hitting that goal? Does that make sense? So if you set this big, huge goal, even if you sell yourself short, you're probably going to do either exactly or better than that realistic goal that you can meet. So that's the point of setting these really high goals. So in this business, when I said I wanted you to set a puke goal, I didn't want your goal to just be, I'm going to hit Emerald, I'm going to help 5 people. It needs to be this really big goal so that you allow yourself room to be challenged and stretched so that you can hit that goal. Now, you're going to fail. Things are going to happen, and that's just the reality of it. So it's really important to have that stretch goal, and it's important to set the goal based on what you want, not what you have. So, you'll find a way to get there. If you set it just here at a lower level, you're not going to find your way past that into a much bigger goal. So the idea is you probably are going to fail. And when you do fail, don't decrease that goal. Set your action or increase your actions. Don't change the goal that you set. So if you were like, oh, I'm going to help 40 people this month and you only helped 20, you don't say, okay, next month I'm only going to help 20. You increase your actions until you get to your goal of 40. And then once you hit that goal, you set an even bigger goal and you keep on stretching. So that's really what this group is about. And so I kind of wanted to talk to you a little bit about that and help you kind of reach that push goal and give you kind of like a game plan to get there. Now, excuse me, I have a ton of notes, so I just want to make sure. But really, you just want to make sure that you are setting that goal big enough and then giving yourself the opportunity to stretch and get there. So another activity that I wanted to do with you today, and I will share the this worksheet in the group so you can do it, but once you do it, I want you to share that with me, and I would like you to talk to me and tell me how I can hold you accountable for this. So this is going to be your game plan, and what you're going to do is there's going to be an area where we're talking about, like, down here is where you are today and up here is where you want to go. So you need to get up here. I'm sorry about this lighting. I'm not really sure why my light is changing. Sorry. I don't know what the problem is. Okay, so basically you're here and you want to get to here, and we need to figure out how you're going to get there. So first of all, what do you need to do to stay on this track or above this path to get that goal? That's what I want you to think about. Whatever your goal is, whatever that push goal is, you need to work backwards from there, and you need to think about the action steps that you need to take to get there. So if your goal is, you know, Success Club 10, how many people do you need to help in that month? How many people do you need to help in that week? How many people do you need to talk to daily? That's the kind of stuff that you need to write down so that you can take those daily action steps. And then the other thing that I want you to write down is what is going to get in the way. You know you best, so you know what might get in your way, what obstacles you might overcome, or what obstacles you might face. Maybe it's a fear. Maybe you're going on vacation in the middle of this group. What is going to knock you off that path? What could possibly happen that might throw you off and hinder you from reaching that goal? And you need to write that down. And then you have to come up with a game plan of then knowing what your goal is, knowing what you need to do, and what might get in your way. What is your game plan gonna be? And then once you have that written down, I want you to share that with me, and I would like to hold you accountable for that. And I need to know how I can do that. Would you like me to message you? Would you like me to call you? Do we need to have a weekly call? Do I need to check in with you? You know, what I need, I'm gonna ask you, how is your game plan going? And, you know, I want you to be able to talk about that with me. So, you know, when do you want me to follow up with you? What do you need reminded every day, every week, you know, whatever it is. And that's going to be your game plan. So, you know, I know that y'all know what you need to do to make things happen. I know that you know what the daily activities are. I know that you know that Success Club tracker probably like the back of your hand, because these are the vital behaviors that we've always talked about. I know that you should be inviting people, adding people to your network, reading your personal development, making posts, sharing your journey. I know that you know those things. It's just a matter of getting them done and me holding you accountable for those. So that's why I have this group, and that's why I've been asking you to share your tracker. I've been giving you suggestions for posts, and then I've asked you to tell me when you've posted so I can go check on it. So if you aren't doing the activities, I can't help you progress further. So just keep that in mind, that what I'm having you do here is to help you reach your goals. This is not for me, it's for you. So this weekend you'll have an opportunity to try to catch up, but maybe keep in mind the ideas for posts that I had you do this week and keep those in mind for next week. But each week I will give you kind of some new ideas and suggestions and talk to you a little bit about like do's and don'ts. But I know that you know, and I know it's easier said than done, but we all have the same amount of time in the day. We are all busy regardless of what we have going on in our life. We all create a situation in our lives where we are busy. It's just natural for us to continue to add things to our plate. So whether you have kids or you don't have kids, or you have a full-time job or you don't, or whatever it is, we all are busy. So you have to find the time to put these activities into action if that is in accordance with your push goal. So whatever your goal is, whatever you need to do, you need to be making time for that. And then I'm here trying to hold you accountable, give you little tips and advice, and doing my best to help you reach that goal. I can't do the actions for you, but I can share with you what what makes sense for you to do. Real quick, I wanted to talk about a little tip to end the call. As far as some of the activities, I know it's a little bit difficult to be inviting and adding followers and things like that. So what I wanted to talk to you about tonight, and I'll share this worksheet with you as well. Maybe you've already done it. I know it's very common, but I want you to start building an avatar, basically, is what they call it, and you decide who you are trying to reach out to. Because when you're trying to post to reach everyone, you reach no one, because you need to speak to a certain audience. Otherwise, it's just a lot of kind of like, you're not attracting the right people because you're not speaking to a specific person. So think about kind of like who you were, how you felt, what was going on in your life before Beachbody, and how Beachbody has changed you, and what you have to offer for those people that were going through the same things as you. So, like for me, I was really struggling with digestion. I had been struggling with needing like a purpose and something of my own. So I tried to attract those kind of people. I don't have kids, so I don't really try to attract people with kids. I don't deny that as part of my audience, but I really try to attract people that either are already staying home or have a desire to stay home and are looking for something more. And that's what you kind of have to decide, like what brings you joy. It can't just be Beachbody. It can't be just nutrition and fitness. It needs to be things that you really enjoy and love to do. It could be running, it could be reading, it could be cooking, it could be any like crafty kind of stuff that you like to do. Really just spending time with family, going to parks, going on vacation, the beach. Those are the kinds of things that you want to be sharing about, talking about, and attracting. So you want to be bringing value. You want, like, what is going to make these people stop on your profile? When they roll up to Instagram, they're going to scroll through your feed for about 3 to 5 seconds. What is in there? What value are you bringing that's going to make them stop and say, oh, this girl is interesting. I want to read more about her. I'm interested. I want to follow her. So you need to decide what kind of value you can bring. Like, it's not about you. I know, because, I mean, social media is about us. That's how we use it. But when you own a business, it's not about you anymore. You don't get to post like your sweaty selfie and be like, hashtag killing it, crushed my workout today. People don't care that you worked out. You have to relate it somehow. You have to, find a way to bring value with every one of your posts. Now, it doesn't have to be like, here's my top 5 tips for this, and it doesn't always have to be an invitation to a challenge group or to whatever, but it does have to breadcrumb that that's kind of what your life is about. So I'll share that avatar worksheet with you and kind of have you go through what what topics or what things you're passionate about that you want to start sharing about, and that's going to help you quite a bit. The other thing is consistency. Consistency, consistency, consistency. I just really can't say it enough. You cannot show up on social media once or twice a week and really crush it. Like, I mean, I'm just being honest. If you're like, I'm busy, I only can post like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, those better be some really good posts, because if you're on and off, if you're showing up and you're disappearing, they don't trust you. The work that you do today, you aren't going to reap for maybe until next month or a week. So if you're inviting 10 people today and then for a week you don't invite anyone, you're back at ground zero. It all builds, because not only the algorithms from Instagram, but people following you and watching you, like they're not going to come back to they're not going to be like, oh, I haven't seen her in a couple days, so like next week I'm going to go back and check on her. Nope. If they don't see you, they're not interested anymore. So you have to stay consistent, however that works for you. If you have to plan posts ahead of time and schedule them or whatever you need to do, that's the only way that it works. I mean, you just have to be consistent, and you have to be consistent with good, valuable information. So that's kind of my couple tips for you. And another thing to remember is that don't forget to be inviting to the business, because challenge groups are great and commissions are great from your customers, but if you really want to grow and make this business and a good income for you, you need to grow a team, and that's by inviting people to the business opportunity. And I am going to have that opportunity for you on Thursday, and I'll post more about that in the group. But you know, showing up and doing the activities and staying consistent, that's really important. So hopefully you'll watch this call, and it will hit home, something will hit home for you. And I hope that this kind of helps you a little bit as far as setting your goals and working towards them. And I'll be giving you the weekend to kind of catch up, and then we'll start again on Monday with more actions and just staying consistent with getting in a routine, filling out that tracker and doing the things that create success. So I will chat with you later. Have a great night.